Hi and welcome to Nirvana Edge. This is the 6th video in the series. Today we're going to talk about the theme options that the Enfold theme installs. So that's the menu item here with the little gear, and it's named after your company. If you're not using the Enfold theme, if it's a premium theme, there will be a menu item that's added by the theme. So these are all the menu items that are under the Enfold theme, and we'll just go through them. First one is theme options. It asks what's my front page, what's my blog, and then this is where you upload your logo. If you click on that, it'll take you to the media library. You select the logo you want to use. You can pick which size and use that one. And then there's the Favicon. This is the Favicon. It's this little icon that's up on the tab here. You can choose some of these if you wish. There's a box for your Google Analytics tracking code, so that should be in there for everybody, but you need a Gmail address, and then you search for analytics and you put in the URL of your website and it gives you the code, and then it allows Google to track your website, and you can go to your analytics page and see all the statistics. There's a general layout page. You can decide whether you want a stretched layout, whether you want the header on the top or on the left. What are the dimensions? Do I want it to be a certain pixel width or 100%? From one edge of the screen to the next. Content sidebar ratio, content plus sidebar width. General styling, so if I've set up your website, don't ever click any of these buttons up here because these are kind of default settings for below. What you see here is a rough preview of what your front end is going to look like. So you have your logo area, you have main content, alternate content, a footer, and then this is called the socket at the bottom. And you can see that that corresponds to these tabs. And I've set up hexadecimal colors on your website that create a harmonious flow and match your brand colors. Hexadecimal colors, again, are what HTML uses to identify color. And it's a 6-digit number that uses A through F and 0 through 9. Do I want a background image? For example, so if I have the footer and I put in a background image like that, then you can see here that it's added a subtle background image, and that's kind of cool. Sometimes I've put that onto some of the websites. And then this box is for quick CSS, so this is where I write CSS to customize various things. And the syntax is dot CSS class, curly bracket open, the name of the style and the value of the style, colon and a semicolon, and then close with a curly bracket. And again, you can go to w3schools.com to learn more about CSS. Also, pick the fonts for your website here. There's a number of fonts that are already installed, so often I've chosen from those. You can change the default size of the font on the entire website. These are all global settings, so like when I mentioned before, don't just change font colors. Do it here because then it stays consistent throughout the site. So the advanced styling tab, so if I wanted to make the H2 tag a certain size or a certain color, or change the font family or the font weight, and then in which of these areas do you want it, I can do that here. So I can make changes to the menu items at the top, to buttons, etc. The header has quite a bit of different stuff. So I can have the logo on the left and the menu on the right, or I can have the logo in the center and the menu below. This is a preview. I can have a small separator or a large separator. I can put title and breadcrumbs in, so this is shows you with breadcrumbs where you are on the website. I don't usually use that. You want the header size to be slim or large. So header behavior, shrinking or sticky header, that means this is that behavior right there where the header shrinks and sticks to the top. Okay. Extra elements. Do I want to display a phone number? I've written some HTML here to make that phone number live if you're clicking it on a cell phone. Do I want the secondary menu? Do I want any secondary menu, or do I want it on the right or left, etc.? So this is the secondary menu up here. Okay, and I've written some custom CSS to create this button effect. Transparency options. It's beyond the scope of this video. And next we have sidebar settings. So here's your default sidebar settings that, if you remember, corresponded to some of the items on the pages and portfolio. So by default, on the archive page, no sidebar. By default, on a blog page, left. By default, on a single post, left, etc. Okay. On your page, you can override those settings right here. So if I set this to default, it's going to go to the one that's there, or I can change it. Okay. Here's settings for the footer. How many display the footer widgets and socket, or I can have only the footer or only the socket. So it's asking me globally, do I want to have both the socket and the footer? Again, on a page, I can override that, and I can get rid of the socket or the footer. How many columns in the footer? So 3 columns in this footer, as you can see, and these are controlled by widgets, which we'll cover in another video. And then do I want to display this? Here's this copyright. And do I want to display social icons? So as you can see, I've got a copyright for Gate Chiropractic. I've got a live telephone link that doesn't work on a desktop, but on a cell phone that will take you to will place the call. And then here's a menu, and then your social media at the bottom as well. Default blog layouts. Okay. I think we saw before how there were social share buttons at the bottom of a blog post. So that is controlled right there. I'll pull that up so that you can see what that looks like. Go back to it in a minute. So social profiles. Here's where you enter all your social profiles. Select a profile, or this controls which icon goes up there. And then here's the address of the page. And I can add or delete those. I always add a special email icon, and then here's the HTML for mail. It's mail2: and then the email address. And MailChimp MailChimp is integrated in the Enfold theme. So MailChimp is for keeping your client list or your email list, and then also it creates HTML emails for you, which really needs to be done in a tool like MailChimp, because it's very complex to create an HTML email that looks good in all the different web browsers and webmail and mail clients, and it also sets up and creates the mail in such a way that it's more likely to avoid getting caught in a spam filter. So these are some demo imports. These are some templates that you can start with in Enfold. Definitely don't click any of these. That'll override everything. Here's you can export or import your theme settings file. So all the settings that are here can be exported and backed up and saved. You can add extra fonts here, extra icon fonts. So this is Fontello are actually the icons that we've seen before. And then the last one is your theme update, and this is an API key that allows you to, well, Enfold will check to see if there's an update, and it will notify you with the little red dot if there's an update available. So if you don't have an API key and you're using Enfold, you should contact me and I'll get you one. Here is the social media that we saw in the blog setting. You can just decide which of these you want to keep and which ones you don't. So that's everything for the Enfold menu. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.